service category is a provision that is designed to serve a specific need for people living with HIV. Depending on the purpose, service categories are divided into two types. Let's start with the first one. Categories that provide a direct medical need are called core medical services. For example, clinics that provide specialty HIV care may receive Ryan White HIV/AIDS Program Part A funds in a category called outpatient ambulatory health. Here are other Ryan White Part A core medical categories. There will not be time right now to explore each category in detail, but this presentation will introduce high-level information and the tools to explore further. Also, reach out to Planning Council membership and staff for additional information and support. Now, let's check out some points of interest. Many of the services on this list may be familiar to you, even if you do not know the official titles used by the Health Resources and Services Administration, which is often referred to as HRSA. It is important to note that many folks use culturally appropriate terminology because language is constantly evolving, while other systems evolve differently. And for the purpose of this video, we will stick with HRSA's language. Here is a good example of a core medical service category. Outpatient ambulatory health supports clinics that, among with other things, provide primary care to people living with HIV. And speaking of outpatient care, here we see the mental health and substance abuse service categories that the Planning Council allocates funding to. And here is the residential substance abuse service category that provides inpatient substance misuse care that the Planning Council does not allocate funding to. Why? We'll touch base on that in a bit. Early Intervention Services, which is often referred to as EIS, provides an introduction and sometimes re-engagement into HIV services. You may be familiar with Linkage to Care, which receives Ryan White Part A funding allocation in the EIS category. Here we have the AIDS Drug Assistance Program categories that are vital for people living with HIV and is funded by Ryan White Part B. Commonly referred to as ADAP, our Part B partners also use the title State Drug Assistance Program, or SDAP. Taking note of this is important for a few reasons. Any small consideration to address words intentionally promotes future discussions that honor the HIV community and the individual, that ultimately reduces stigma. Every nudge helps. We will talk about stigma and explore the evolution of language in future videos. Of course, the services listed here are much more than just a title. Medical case management, which, for Part A Transitional Grant Area, includes a continuum of service categories that include medical and non-medical case management, health education and risk reduction, care navigation, and referral services. You may have a case manager working at an entity that receives funding from Ryan White, Part A, Part B, and other funding sources. Become acquainted with all of these categories, even those that may not receive Part A funding. And remember, all Planning Council members are encouraged to continue studying Part A service categories to build operational fluency and inform the decision-making process.